All right, welcome back, guys, to Paragon Podcast. Thanks for joining us. I got Dr. Luke with me here, and he's been in practice about a year, but of course, he's lived in our house for his whole entire life. So chiropractic is just part of his life. It's our lifestyle. It's what we do. We eat, we breathe it all day, every day, 24/7, and it's just such an opportunity to bring health to our community. And the one thing that I see with Dr. Luke is that he's brought in a lot of sick little babies. He treats the moms. The moms don't know that we see kids. Of course, they see kids come in the office, and they hear babies in there, and they're like, "What's going on here?" And so then he kind of explains why we see kids. They're like, "Oh, I got a baby that does this, or a child does this, and this." So let's go over a couple cases that you've recently had this last few weeks.
Yep,
Talk about those.
absolutely. Big one that comes to mind is a little 8-month-old came in. Looked like it had chicken pox. Wasn't chicken pox. Infections, scabs all in the eyelids,
Hmm.
top of the head, the forehead. It looked terrible.
Wow.
And the mom exhausts all resources. It's been weeks since the baby's been able to sleep normally. Doesn't eat well. Doesn't go to the bathroom well. And she just didn't know what to do. And she finally came in to try, as most people would say, chiropractic. And sure enough, within a week, I mean, just the power of chiropractic, the baby's face was completely cleared up. I mean, the scabs are gone. She couldn't believe it. In fact, she brought in one of her neighbors. She brought her baby in just because she couldn't believe the results that she had. So just the little things that make such a big difference. I mean, that's going to change that baby's life just tremendously, especially the mom. If mom's not happy, house ain't happy. So you
Mhm.
have happy, healthy kids. You got a happy, healthy mom, happy,
Right.
healthy house.
So what? So when you went through the neuro and the ortho tests on this baby, what did you find on this child? I mean, what was the issue with this child? I mean, people want to know what the issue was.
Absolutely. So going through neuroortho is a little different from doing adults. When doing adults, you can ask them different questions and you can ask the body different questions. With babies, a little more difficult. But with this little one, the biggest thing I could tell wasn't growing as way it should. Um, Reflexes were a little diminished. The biggest thing with the chiropractic palpation, C1. So C1 refers to the very first bone underneath the occiput. That has a huge impact on the vagus. Now, the vagus nerve is a nerve that travels down both sides of the spinal cord of the spinal column, and what that does is impacts the nervous system and how well the immune system functions. Now, with that little one, that C1 was very out of place, and what that does places a lot of pressure on that nerve. And when that nerve has pressure upon it, that immune system cannot function. And so the baby just kept fighting this chronic infection. It just couldn't heal itself. And
Yeah.
so as I started adjusting it, I was able to put that bone back in place, that pressure off that nerve. And because of that, the body was able to flow. Because it could flow, it could flush out the skin, flush out the toxins,
Yep.
and that baby could actually start to heal for the first time. And by week 2, that baby looked like a whole nother kid. It actually grew. The skin is just crazy. It had so much more color, so much more red. Before, just was pale and white, just looked sickly. So just simple little things.
Yeah. That is so cool. Dr. Tam and I have been treating babies for almost 32 years, and it's the same thing we've noticed. Things haven't changed with kids. But when they're subluxated, when they have a misalignment of a vertebrae, pinching a nerve, like what you're talking about, when they have a chiropractic subluxation, it shuts their growth down, it shuts their immune system down, it shuts their brain down, and you can almost tell. You just look at the child's face and his eyes. You can tell a lot just by just a visual examination of that child. You already know what the problem is. It's crazy, and you're right. As soon as you adjust these kids who've been stagnant because they've been subluxated for so long, I mean they will start to grow almost like right in front of you. It's the craziest thing, and yeah, that happens all the time. And it's super cool to see how the body can just open up and then actually be who they're supposed to be. And I mean, how bad is it that to me it's like every baby should be getting checked. Right. I mean, all four of our kids, including you were adjusted all within probably 20 seconds of being outside the womb, right away. Vagus nerve, cervical one, right away. And that to me is very critical because that controls breathing. Okay, and there's something called SIDS, and there's research about that. It. Other countries adjust these babies right away as they come out because in their SIDS rate has dropped 90%. Why don't we do that here? Good question. I don't know why I don't do it here. If you're listening to this, you have kids, you have a baby, get your baby checked. And okay, so now people are like, okay, so get my baby checked. Does that mean you're going to take his neck and do this thing to it?
No, absolutely not. Just seeing a little baby is way different than an adult. With babies, the bones aren't even ossified yet. They're mostly just cartilage. So big thing with babies is checking tone. Tone is a big thing with babies because they don't have all the rotary components we can adjust with adults. So with babies, you're checking which side of the body is super, super tense. And you're just gently applying a little bit of force. A little bit goes a long ways. You can feel almost immediately when you have the right line of drive and the right correction, you can feel that release. And that's a big thing. And that takes a lot of time and practice, especially to really feel that.
Yeah.
So
So there's no cracking. There's no whipping your neck off and ripping the head apart. Like people, I think when moms see us adjust babies or hear a baby and they're like, "Is that baby going to be adjusted?" I go, "Yeah." Like, "Oh my gosh, it's going to be terrible." And then they see us just doing this thing to it, and they're like, "That's it." And they're like, "That's it?" I go, "That's it." Oh, you don't do this thing to them and throw them like this? No, don't do that. It's crazy.
yeah,
You
I
know,
had
but
a father come in this past weekend because his baby's coming in, and his wife's telling me, "Yeah, we're getting the baby adjusted." And he's like, "Well, how are they adjusting that baby?" Because I know my chiropractor whips me across the table. So he actually came in, and so he was standing there just staring at me, looking at his baby. He was like, "What are you about to do to that thing?" So I showed him to come over here. So I brought him around the table and I said, "Look, this is what I'm doing." So with the chiropractic adjustment with babies, you just very light touch. So same thing Dr. Bryce was saying. That very top vertebra, C1, which controls the vagus. I just lightly toggle it back and forth just to see where it's most taut. And the dad was just waiting for me to do something, but I had to explain it over and over. I don't adjust the baby like we adjust you. So just a lot of little things that are miscommunicated
yeah,
that can make the biggest difference.
yeah, that's what, and it's just super cool, and it's so great to see that the parents get it. You know, especially like a baby going to be colicky. We've done hundreds of kids with colic. You adjust them, and sometimes they'll fill their diaper right there, and they'll go to sleep right there. Like within a minute or two, they're out, and the mom's like, "Oh my gosh, where were you last week? This is crazy," and it's just super cool. It's just, and it's not hard. It's just a
Hmm.
lot of education and building that trust. And for a mother to come in, which I've always thought that for mom to bring her baby to a chiropractor who's never really been in the chiropractic world, and she's desperate
Hmm.
because she got the most precious thing in her entire life she's carrying, and she's trusting us, with that most precious thing ever. And uh, and then when they get amazing results, like 99% of them do, oh yeah, and then they bring the other kids in, right? And you've experienced that this past few weeks.
Oh yeah. Once mom sees the little baby change, she goes, "Man, I should get these other kids in." Once they do, it changes the whole household. Right? It's a big, big thing. When everyone's in line and in tune, the energy in the house is so much better, so much more
Yeah,
clear.
there you
Everyone
go.
just acts so much better. Kids are so much more attentive. They eat better and they play better.
Yeah,
So it's big.
that's awesome. Good, good job. All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on Paragon Podcast.
Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe.